Okay, we're live. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, what's everyone's names?
What's your name?
Allergies.
Alex.
And you are
Maggie.
Maggie.
She has more names than one.
Your real
And
name's Marjorie Grace, but you go by Maggie.
And my middle name is Jack.
Jack.
okay, and
Atticus Jack.
your mummy.
Yes.
So, tell us why these two children have had absolutely no vaccines at all.
Or dies. Yeah. I really had some experiences in my life that I had a brother pass away from an opiate overdose in 2013, and then my mom was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was very young, and I saw doctors constantly giving her prescription drugs, especially Xanax, and nobody seemed to want to get to the root of her trauma and the root of her issues. And between those two experiences, by the time I got pregnant with him, I had some random person online tell me, you need to look into vaccines before you have your baby because they're going to try to give you a lot of vaccines. And I did not really know what that meant because I had not looked into it at all. And so I started researching.
So you listened to a random person online. That's amazing.
Yes.
Mommy, what is the dog's name?
She's called Lana.
And she was very non-judgmental. That's what I remember. I remember feeling no judgment, no pressure. It was just a gentle, you should look into this before you have your baby. That's it.
I know what I want to be when I grow up.
Okay,
Everything.
what would you like to be when you grow up?
Everything.
Everything? That's pretty good. So you get pregnant and you've done your research and you decide you're not going to do it.
Okay.
And my camera's all wonky and it's just one of those days today. Did you get any pushback from people?
No, I lost one friend in the 6 years that he's been alive, and every single other person that knows me in person has been extremely supportive. I did not go to a doctor unless I knew they were already pro-parental choice, so I did not set myself up to get bullied. They see a chiropractor. We don't even do well visits. And all of my friends, when I pulled out items like this and showed them.
What is that?
This is the vaccine guide printed out.
Wow.
And this was I would sit up at night when most people are watching TV, and I would have two computer monitors going, and one's reading an article and the other one is a monitor just for the words that I don't understand so I can look them up. So they knew that this would, the biggest peeve I have is that people think this decision is made lightly or that people do it for some kind of weird popularity. I've never looked into something so much as this and done so much research, and still to this day am learning more about it.
So tell us about the health of your children before your children trash this bus.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You guys can go on out if you want.
No,
They're absolutely healthy. When I tell you they've not had an ear infection, they don't have any allergies, they don't have any delays. They've had a couple of colds, and my son got hand, foot, mouth, which is not a vaccine influenced, illness anyway. And although I didn't know any people that hadn't vaccinated their kids before they were born, I know a lot now, and I have my friends that vaccinate their kids, and I have my friends that don't. And although it's anecdotal, the friends that don't, their kids are healthier. They don't have the allergies. They haven't had seizures. They don't have the delays. And I'm seeing that in my own life. And it may not be scientific, but, if vaccines are supposed to make you healthier, then my kids should be pretty sick and have a lot of problems, and we don't.
And what about, and I hate to ask you this because I don't want, are you concerned about the children shedding on you? Are you concerned as we go into, as they're taking their RSV shots or their
Yes.
Pfizer shots? Are you concerned about that? Or do you just,
Yes.
yes, you can have it. You can have whatever you like.
so sorry.
Child, take it.
No, I don't know, because I don't live in fear. And somebody told me once, well, you'll feel differently when it personally affects you. And
Mommy, come here first.
you can have it. She said you could.
No, come first.
My my mom passed away from COVID. She chose not to get vaccinated. She was in very ill health, and she had been dealing with the loss of a child for 10 years, and she knew what they were doing to people in the hospital, and she did not want to endure that suffering and chose to stay home. And I imagine there's probably a lot of people that chose to do that whose stories will never be told. But she didn't live in fear. She lived the way she wanted to live, and ultimately died the way she wanted to die. And my kids are extremely healthy. We make very deliberate health decisions about what we eat, what we expose ourselves to, and I have faith in their bodies, and I believe in their bodies and their ability to heal themselves if they're properly supported, and if I can keep them away from the drugs that were shoved down my mom's throat and all of the negativity. I think we're capable of amazing things. And
do you see the vaccinated children when they're playing with your children? Do you see a difference in their intelligence, their brightness, or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, a lot of the kids that you can tell have just been inundated with pharmaceuticals and antibiotics and screen time and all the other things that go along with not as conscious of a lifestyle, I think. Because once you go down this rabbit hole, it's like you can't stop. The delusion that some greater power is looking out for us and watching out for us is shattered once you go down this rabbit hole, which is I think why people don't want to do it. And then you have to say, okay, well, what's in my water? What's in my food? What's in my shampoo? And you really have to be okay with taking on the responsibility for everything. And I'll take that responsibility because I've seen the positive results from it. Because I see how dim the other kids look and how they're constantly sniffling and coughing and sneezing and itchy and eczema, and my kids don't have that. So
Mommy, I have something for you.
How old is she? All right. Well, look. Is there anything else you want to say?
no, I just really appreciate you guys doing
Yeah,
this.
I appreciate this story. It's nice. It's uplifting.
I hope so.
It's interesting because unvaccinated children are a handful, aren't they?
They really are.
Because vaccinated kids are like completely zoned out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, people. We'll be back
Say
soon. Bye.